Thank you, Dr. Bhargava and my fellow panelists on the dais, and good afternoon to ladies and gentlemen. I see a lot of, I think, students are also here, so it would be nice to interact with the students also if you have any issues that you want to understand about the solar sector in India. A brief about Welspun. Welspun is the largest solar developer in the country today. We have an operational capacity of 400 megawatt of operational capacity in the solar, 100 megawatt of operational capacity in the wind. We are also developing 600 megawatt of solar capacity also in the country, and by the end of preferably the calendar year, we are targeting to achieve 1 gigawatt scale. That would certainly be a record in India. Solar sector in the last probably about a year has really picked up. Maybe the last 3 years the solar sector has picked up. The tariff has come down from 18 rupees in 2010 or 11 to maybe dangerous level of 5 rupees today that people are talking about today. But the movement had been steady in the beginning. It came down from 18 rupees, it came down to roughly about say 16 rupees to 12 rupees. That was somewhat, people thought that was probably the National Solar Mission tariffs were around 12 rupees. That was the starting point, and that is where the developers and the industry has really thought about solar being an alternate source of energy. I know Kunal has said that we should not use the word of alternate energy, but still I say that was the thought at that time, that this was considered as an alternate energy. And this was the time when the coal sector has taken a dip, and the coal sector, to me personally, I spent roughly about 28 years in the coal sector, and then the last 4 years in the renewable sector. So I had my passion to the coal sector. I started with NTPC, but certainly we need to look at an alternate energy source and to maintain the energy security in the country. And the renewable has truly emerged as the real alternate to the coal sector, because hydro had certain issues on the environmental impacts. We cannot go with large capacities of hydro. Coal entered into a different domain itself with the coal scam, and then the entire the coal sector has taken a serious impact. And nuclear, after the Fukushima, it has gone into a serious issue. So in all these aspects of the other sources of the conventional energy, the solar has emerged as the truly alternate energy. And with our Prime Minister, Modi ji has come and he has put the pressure on finding this as not the alternate energy. He has put as the main source of energy security in the country. And in the last year, on the Reinvest program, this was declared that we are looking at a target of 175,000 megawatt of renewable energy capacity. So that has really laid the platform for development of renewable energy sources in India. And that has also attracted a lot of investors entering into the solar sector. If you look at probably in the 92, when that time I was working with NTPC, so that was the first level of revolution in India in the power sector. There were a lot of private players. The sector was open to the private sector. A lot of private players entered into it, but that really did not pick up. And then we moved into the 2004. That is where the actual revolution has happened in the energy sector. It has moved into the private sector. But 2012 or 2013 was the year when people looked at solar sector as a real investment sector. And 2014, after the reinvestment, or 2015 after the Reinvest program, a lot of enthusiasm has come into this sector, and that is where we are today with 175,000 megawatt looking at the India. As a real target that all of us are really committed to achieve. And Welspun has given a commitment of 11,000 megawatt to be achieved in the next 5 years time frame. That is what we are all working to. If you really want to achieve this 175,000 megawatt, one of the major concerns, I'm coming to the subject, is that what are the challenges in Make in India? And this is again, like the Reinvest program, this was one of the other slogans that our Prime Minister is taking across the world to Make in India, and that certainly is helping us to improve our GDP or grow our GDP, and giving the job security as well as the energy security for the people of our country also. So looking at the challenges, can we look at 175,000 really a workable target? Can it be achieved? That is the main target, and the question is that. So whenever it comes to Make in India, people only look at do we have the module capacity to make in India? Last year also there were a lot of, maybe 2 years back, there was a lot of discussions on the whether the import restrictions to be put on the domestic modules or the international import, whether restrictions should be done or not. But one of the major discussion that happened at that time was that do we really have the capacity to manufacture in India? And are we really meeting the quality standards as well as scale to meet the requirements? Particularly when we are talking about 20,000 megawatt, even with that capacity, it was not really meeting. And when we are talking about 100,000 megawatt of solar capacity to be added, do we really have the capacity? So that is where the challenge came, and then probably the import restrictions were removed, and the domestic manufacturers were given the support that, okay, government will be coming up with policies and they will be giving an assured quantum of capacity to support the domestic manufacturing. So that was one positive step on which the domestic suppliers also started looking at and revamping their manufacturing units in India. So that was the first step towards domestic manufacturing in the solar sector. That was considered as the prime input or the prime sector where the solar sector should be coming up, because when you look at the cost of a solar plant, almost 50 to 60% is coming out of the solar module. So this was considered as probably the only area where we need to look at the manufacturing or make in India. But I'm not really looking at the solar modules only, because earlier we were talking about 400 megawatt of manufacturing capacity for the solar cells, and about 2,000 megawatt of solar module capacity is available in India. But that certainly cannot meet our requirements to meet the target of 100,000 megawatt, out of which probably about 15 to 20,000 to start with will be the first year's capacity, and then it will go up. Then only you can meet a capacity of 100,000 megawatt in the next 5 years timeline. So one key aspect is the solar cells and modules manufacturing. So a lot of companies have started looking at India as one of the major area for manufacturing in India. Even in fact, we have also tied up a JV with one of the world's largest module manufacturer. We will also be looking at module manufacturing in India in association with the international players. So that is one aspect, but I'm not looking at that only. We have to look at various other components in the solar manufacturing, like do we have the concerned electrical equipments? Do we have the real capacity to meet that? Because everybody today is talking only when it comes to solar manufacturing, people are only looking at module manufacturing. But what about the components? Do we have the transformers available? Do we have the cables? Do we have the inverter capacity? If you look at 2011, most of the solar developers were looking at only the inverters are also to be exported or imported from the international market. But if you look at the last 1 year, most of the international suppliers have also started manufacturing, like ABB or Bonfiglioli. All these people have also started looking at India as the base station, because it is not only supplying an inverter to the country, but you also need to have this, to give this support in the service sector. Initially, when we started with some of the when we took the inverters, we had serious problems, because all these inverters are designed for the climatic conditions and the atmospheric conditions considering the foreign environment. When they came to India, they have to encounter with 45 degrees centigrade temperature, they have to encounter with the moisture, they have to encounter with the dust, and I'm sure that most of the developers encountered problems with the inverters. Invariably, whether it is ABB, Power One, Bonfi, or most of these developers, most of these inverter suppliers had the problem. So what we need to look at is that to customize the products to meet the Indian climatic conditions and the atmospheric conditions, and mainly the Indian grid conditions, because most of the inverters failed because of the grid. All these inverters are in the foreign countries, they were working in the stabilized grid conditions, whereas when they come to India, every 1 hour the power goes on and off, and they have to encounter with totally unstable grid conditions. That was one of the major challenges where all the inverters got failed. So that is a major concern, and now most of the inverter manufacturers have modified their design to meet the Indian grid conditions. They have modified their designs, and most of the developers had problems with the inverters. So one of the key sector module, whether it will perform or not perform, it will not have any issue with the maintenance or the operational issues. Whereas inverter is one component which have serious issues with respect to the operational constraints. So that is an area that need to be looked at. All manufactured equipment need to look at the Indian grid conditions, Indian atmospheric conditions and climatic conditions, and that has to be designed to meet that. So what we need to look at, supporting the manufacturing, I will come to that. Then comes today, if you look at, like I said earlier, that it has come to a dangerous level of the tariff has come down to 5 rupees. From 18 rupees, it has come to 5 rupees, even though that was a one-off tariff that was quoted in one of the recent bids with a commissioning that is to be done after 2.5 years. But today, nobody is looking at whether that tariff is today current tariff or it is to be achieved after 2 years. So everybody is looking at that tariff. Whoever has quoted for that, if they have taken the risk of the module, risk of 2 years after that only they have to commission this project. So that is a game plan. But today we cannot say that the solar tariff has really touched its 5 rupees. But the issue what I want to say here is that when you are talking about decreasing tariff trend, can the domestic manufacturing support the cost levels to meet this level or not? Even when after the domestic content was made as mandatory in the bidding conditions, the tariff difference between the projects which are using the domestic modules and the projects which are using the imported modules, the tariff was almost 1 rupee difference. It is converted into, say, 1 crore difference was the capital cost difference. That was because the domestic modules were almost, I can say, 30 rupees more than the imported modules. So the domestic manufacturing can compete with the imported projects with the imported modules only when they become competitive in the cost, they become competitive in the quality, and they become competitive in the scale. So the major challenge today for the domestic manufacturing to sustain or compete with the Indian national market is to meet the 3 standard parameters of cost, quality, and the schedule. That is one of the major aspects that we need to address today, that how the domestic manufacturing is getting to cope up with the international market. Today, even 2 days back, we had a review by the power minister, and he was also talking that in the next level of bidding, he wants to see the tariff coming even below 5 rupees. So the domestic manufacturing setup need to look at, can they compete with the international market to bring down the module cost at that level or not? Even otherwise, if you look at all the BOP costing also, BOP was said 2 years back, the BOP was talked about 3.5 crores was the BOP cost. BOP is leaving the modules, that was the cost. But today when the tariff is coming under huge challenge, people have also brought down the prices of the other components like the transformers, the EPC cost rather for the balance of systems. And then all other aspects, the cost has come down drastically. Even the inverters have come almost to the half of that level. With the domestic manufacturing, the cost is coming down. So the key aspects what we need to look at is that the cost, quality, and the schedule. And the second aspect is that how do we compete with the international market where a lot of R&D is happening in the international market and the new products with the high efficiency modules are coming into this sector. The efficiency has gone up from maybe 12% to 18% or maybe 20% today, but even if you look at the international R&D organizations, they are talking about bringing up the high efficiency modules as well as the plant efficiency of plant load factor of 40%. That is what the international research works are going on. How do we eliminate the entire structural parts, and they are replacing that with the fiber. So these are various research that is happening. So what we need to look at is that we need to look at the research aspects also, and how do we bring down the cost aspects. Just 2 minutes more, just 2 points more.
You have to just wind up quickly because you are already running late.
Yeah, I'm just winding up only.
We exceeded the time limit quite a bit.
Sure. One more point is on the skill development. If you want to really go into the manufacturing sector, do we really have the skills available to make the manufacturing success? So that is a key aspect that we need to look at. And the last point is that what support we are looking from the government of India. We have discussed in various forums also, in addition to the solar parks that is being made, if we can also support the solar manufacturing hubs with lot of concessional duties on the lines of SEZ, I think that would be a positive step that we need to look at to attract more investment into the solar manufacturing hubs where the concessional duties or concessional taxes are being offered to the solar manufacturing hubs. So that will certainly help in bringing in more investment to the solar sector as well. Thank you.